Here is a history of Strasburg Railroad engine number 31. In the summer of 1960, the Strasburg Railroad acquired Canadian National Locomotive number 7312, a steam engine built by Philadelphia's Baldwin Locomotive Works in 1908. Number 7312, later renumbered 31, spent nearly 50 years of service on the Grand Trunk Railway and its later merged conglomerate Canadian National Railway, before coming to the Strasburg Railroad. It was the first steam locomotive to run at the Strasburg Railroad after the company divested itself of its steam locomotives in the 1920s. She was the first steam locomotive returned to passenger service in the United States on September 1, 1960. Saving the locomotive from the scrap heap and putting it back into passenger service was a huge accomplishment. It is the second oldest locomotive on the company's roster. Engine 31 is an 060 switcher type steam locomotive originally built by Baldwin Locomotive Works in 1908 for the Canadian National Railway. It is owned and previously operated by the Strasburg Railroad. As of 2022, the engine is sitting in the back shop disassembled. There are currently no plans to restore the engine due to lack of funding. In the summer of 1959, the engine was discovered by the Strasburg Railroad. The Strasburg Railroad had intended to purchase a steam locomotive to power freight and passenger excursions. This was the perfect engine for the operation. The Strasburg Railroad negotiated for the locomotive, which was purchased by a consortium of Strasburg Railroad officials. Arriving in Strasburg in 1960, the locomotive was renumbered 31 and placed into service in September 1960. The engine was purchased outright by the railroad in 1968. The locomotive continued to remain in service until 2009, when it was taken off the active roster for heavy rebuild. It has been stripped apart since then. The other engines at the railroad, 90, 89, and 475, took over the work. The engine was built in 1908 by Baldwin Locomotive Works in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. It has a wheel configuration of 060 and has a weight of 153,000 pounds. Here is some of my footage of Engine 31 from September 1993.
have all of Thomas the Tank Engines there. Not called the person anyway.
Tommy, you might go home. Tommy. Are you looking? All right.
What's at the other end? What are those from? Hang on, that's my brother. Yeah. The one who that thing. Yeah. You got a big little railroad, you got all these equipment. Hey, did they that stuff? Bars, some of the other bars. They're like stations. Yeah.
eerie.